This is the Good News Report.
Yeah!
Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
I am Oliver Bray.
I am Mr. L.J. Kershaw.
And today we're going to read some good news stories for you. Maybe hopefully start your day off pretty well.
Yeah, we decided to make a podcast to brighten your day. Whenever you want to listen to it, you can listen to it.
Absolutely.
Here are sexy voices coming across the airways. We're going to talk about good things, positive
This
things.
is it. Because I don't know about
Funny
you,
thing.
LJ, but I listen to the news now and it bums me out.
It
like,
does,
it
man.
really does.
It's depressing. Like,
It-
you don't even want to watch it now. It
No.
just makes you feel sad. And guess what? We're going to change that.
That is the aim of the game today. So how are we going to start it? What's the first good news story you got for us today,
Well,
LJ?
I was reading up online, and this guy from Bangladesh, right?
I've heard of that place.
What?
I've heard of that place. That's
Bangla-
a real country.
It's a real country.
It's a real
yeah.
country.
Well, this guy made a biodegradable bioplastic.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's made from a plant called jute and invented by a scientist called Mubarak Ahmed Khan.
What's the name of the plant?
It's called a jute.
Jute.
Yeah! It does sound funny, yeah. But yeah, this plastic, apparently, this plastic biodegrades in like between 48 and 72 hours, which
That's
I think
really
is
good.
incredible.
Yeah,
That
because
has-
plastic generally it stays in the system for a while, isn't it? Like there's that big garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean, isn't it? That just won't melt away because plastic just stays there, kind of thing.
True, I mean, you can dig up in your garden and probably find a bottle from 20 years ago.
Although it puts a bit more tension when you buy a bag from the supermarket because you've literally got 24 hours to get it home. Otherwise, it's going to degrade. If you live 2 days walk away from the supermarket, your stuff is going to be all over the floor by the time you get home.
Probably put it in a box at that point.
Maybe. I like the idea that they've developed all these like bag for life kind of things, and someone just goes around with a box. You guys just trying to box?
Yeah! Box for life!
Box for life.
Stop talking about your girlfriend, man. It's not funny.
a box is for life, not just for Christmas.
Yeah, man, it's positivity.
That's
man.
good because everything runs on plastic nowadays, doesn't it? Really.
I mean, just think of the environmental impact of plastic. It's ridiculous,
Oh, we've
isn't
got the
it?
bell tower. It is absolutely insane. The making of the thing. I'm just thinking we could have timed the intro with the bell tower.
We could have timed the intro, but we didn't, did we?
We did not, so now we're just gonna get a background bell tower. Where we're recording is very close to a bell tower, so every 15 minutes you are gonna get an update on the time.
Depending on editing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably not going to get none of this, to be honest. This is probably not going to be edited out. But yeah, true. The environmental impact on plastic is absolutely mental. Like, it's insane. It's destroying us world for purposes. So no, it's good. That is a very good news story.
It's good news. If it gets out, like,
Very
if
good
it gets mass produced, it could essentially change the world economically. So, let's pray for that, I guess.
That'd be good.
Alright.
That would be good. So while we're still on the subject of the environment,
Have you heard anything recently?
I did. I heard that last Saturday. So when are we recording this now? It's the 8th of January today. So last Saturday would have been the 2nd. 2 days into 2021, and more than 50% of the UK was run on wind energy for an entire day.
More than 50%.
More than 50%. That is a lot of refrigerators running, just purely on wind alone. But this is just after Christmas, so everyone will be eating loads of Brussels sprouts, so there'll be a lot more wind.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more wind in the atmosphere.
Me pain!
A fart power. Could you imagine like a fart
power?
A fart powered
Fart power.
like you need to boil your kettle, so you just got to fart into like a little wheel just to keep it kind of running. That would be fully renewable. Fully
It's
renewable.
true,
energy.
man. It's true. But that's good news, man. Over 50% of all power in this country,
It is,
the
was
whole
run-
country,
The whole of the UK
was
run
taken by wind. All right.
just by wind alone. Just that purely renewable energy.
Yeah, man. That's positive. End of the day, that's
I think so.
positive.
I think all kind of green stories like have the kind of positive
Pink
spin on them,
stories,
isn't it?
Green stories. No. Environmentally green stories.
Down with the purple stories there.
Yeah, man. Interesting facts, mate. Interesting
Yeah.
facts.
Obviously, some more environment kind of news for you there. So we've got field scientists have been keeping field mouses alive in unused tennis balls. So they've been taking unused tennis balls, cutting them in half, and field mice have been making little houses in the
A little
tennis ball.
field mouse makes a house in a tennis ball.
A mouse in a house in a tennis ball. It's
That sounds like a
Dr.
plot
Seuss.
for a wicked Disney movie.
It does. It sounds like Dr. Seuss kind of gave up. The mouse in the house in a tennis ball. Yeah, but it's apparently to conserve the field mouse population.
So do they you reckon they grow and live in the tennis ball until they're too big? Because the tennis ball's not massive.
No, I reckon, maybe like a couple of field mice have a baby field mouse in the tennis ball.
Yeah.
And then eventually that field mouse grows up, and then it's like, just get your own place, Kevin. God damn, you're like 3 weeks now in
You're
field.
3 weeks old, man. When are you gonna
field
move out?
mice, that's like 40. Like, get your own place. Get your own tennis ball.
When are you gonna move out?
You're just sponging off your mouse mum and dad.
I just want to make a quick deflection of this. We are recording this on a lovely snowy day. It is lovely. Looking out of this window, it's absolutely fantastic. We wish we could show you it, but unfortunately this is audio and it's not the way it works.
If you imagine a snow globe, it's like that in real life. Well, you know what
the
snow
world is a snow globe. Yeah. There's a new track.
The world is a snow globe. So another interesting animal news that came around. There was a landslide in Norway recently, and which is not good news. That's not good news. We are
We didn't mean it, man.
Thoughts and prayers to anyone caught in the Norway landslide. But
Yep.
a dog survived. Rescuers did find one single live dog.
What, you mean it was caught in the landslide and
Caught
then
in the landslide, and it survived. And then I think they used it to help find other people trapped in the landslide. It kind of
True.
gives them hope that more people have survived.
Do you reckon it's got bragging rights now within the Norwegian territory?
Maybe because it survived, it's proved that it's a hard ass dog. It'll take more than a landslide to kill this dog.
Mother Nature, suck on that.
There was another animal story that we meant to go to, but I went to the dog in the landslide. But instead, we were going to talk about the turtles.
Yeah,
I like turtles. This is where we really need the soundboard set up. Because if we could just have, I like turtles.
Turtle.
Just on a
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Man.
I like turtles. Yeah, I like turtles. I like turtles. Yeah, I like turtles.
I wonder what ever happened to that I like turtles kid. I like turtles.
I like turtles. Yeah, I like turtles. Yeah, apparently the last known male giant swinho softshell turtle.
Swinho. Swinho.
It's not alone on the planet. A lot of people thought it was the only one left. But they have now found a female of the species in Vietnam.
Nice.
Now, the female weighs 13 stones. And it was found in Dong Mo, in a lake. And hopefully they can put those two together and they start making over.
Maybe. I mean, hopefully they get on. Hopefully there's chemistry.
Hopefully there's chemistry.
Be a bit awkward if... I remember hearing actually recently that, pandas in the zoo. So, because everybody kind of goes to see pandas in the zoo.
Yeah.
So they're staring, face pressed against the glass. They reckon that is why pandas have not been, reproducing. But recently, since COVID has, kind of closed down all the zoos, pandas have been getting it on. Pandas have been, reproducing, because
I've been really trying, baby. Yeah, man.
So maybe people have just been cock blocking by looking. Maybe pandas are not particularly voyeurs.
In fairness, though, if I'm making love, I don't want no children watching me. That's weird. You know what I mean?
I kind of feel like the more audience, the better. I would Zoom call my entire sex sessions just to kind of
an audience, all
just to
right.
get an audience. Yeah, it's nice. It's what the whole dogging kind of thing was built upon.
Well, yeah.
But maybe pandas don't like dogging in the same way that people do.
Maybe if we didn't capture them and put them in zoos, that's exactly what would happen.
That's a very kinky kind of thing. If you did that to a human being, if you just kind of captured it, put it in a cage, put it on show, and then just got it to fuck other human beings, that would be a dark ass fucking thing. But we do it to pandas, and it's it's fine.
I do think pandas are amazing. Pandas taught me when I was a kid. You can be Asian, black and white, right? You can be all three things.
Pandas and Michael Jackson both taught us it don't matter if you're black or white.
They're brilliant, man. Yeah, we
They're
won't
lazy,
even go into that.
They
right
don't
now.
do. I know we started about turtles and now we're on pandas, but
But turtles.
No,
Oh, you reckon,
pandas
right?
They're lazy.
There's this
like,
one
they're lazy.
male and one female, yeah? What if the other one thinks, man, that shell's dank, I don't want to go anywhere near that? That might be the end of the species. But hopefully this turtle finds the other one highly attractive.
Yeah.
And
Plus, how could a turtle understand the concept that it was the last turtle of its species, kind of thing? If it doesn't like the look of that turtle, it's just not gonna screw that turtle. It's not gonna know. Like if you knew that there was only you and another woman, like no matter how ugly, fugly, Susan Boyle-esque kind of woman that it was, but you needed to repopulate the human race. There was no other option. Like,
well, if you had knowledge of
you'd
such
know
facts,
that you'd know
have
that
to,
duty was
I
there,
guess.
kind of thing. But a turtle ain't gonna know that. A turtle ain't gonna know that he's the last turtle of his kind.
They're probably going to do it with, like, needles and shit.
Maybe now they're gonna play some like Barry White in the background, get some candles lit. Hey turtle, you got that
turtle. Teenage Mutant fucking turtles. Sweet turtle.
Teenage Mutant fucking turtle. Yeah, those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are not going out of existence anytime. They were getting it on.
True, I grew up with that shit. It was brilliant.
Now you're older and thinking about them having sex. It's the natural order.
The environment is what we're talking about here.
The
people.
environment was what you're talking about.
The environment. Is there anything else that we can add to the environment?
One more story that we have on this health one. A little bit away from environment, but positive news. And that's
Alright, yeah, cool.
Positive news.
Cool. What we got?
So, honeybee venom has been used as like a cure for breast cancer. So they're currently on mice testing stages, but it's removed a lot of big tumours out of mice as honeybee venom, which is absolutely very, very good news.
That's really cool. So, like, the venom of this honeybee kills aggressive breast cancer cells.
Not just on its own, combined with other.
Oh,
like,
so
other kind of
combined with
chemo
like
drugs.
existing chemotherapy.
Yeah,
then.
but they
All
think it's
right,
good.
right. So they've tried it on a mouse and it works. That's cool. So it like shrinks
Shrinks the tumour.
the tumor.
Ooh, what do we just have there?
A bit of a wire pull.
Yeah. No, that's really that is very, very good news. I mean, it's also very good news for honey. Like, I do like honey. I mean, like,
So they'll be in chemo and then we've just discovered this new thing and then they release the bees and then
I like to think they discovered it like a woman was walking around with like breast cancer. Like, someone was walking around with breast cancer, and they just went to do a casual bit of beekeeping, and just got stung right on the titty, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, I'm cleared. Like that's it. We're cleared.
he is making references to his breast right now. I
am
wish
indeed.
you could see this, people. It is quite miraculous.
They're like they're a little bit bigger than bee stings at the moment. There's lockdowns
Release the
taking it.
bees! And then they come walking out looking like they've got 12 titties.
Because you know how hospitals are really fun places to be anyway. You know what would make them more fun?
Yeah.
It's a swarm of angry bees.
That's positive news, man.
This is positive news, and we're gonna go for a little break for a song now, and then we will be back with some more positive news in just a few minutes. This right here is a track from very good friend of the podcast, very good friends, both you and I. Mr. Jonas Lapinas. This is a tune from him.
This is his from his last EP. Give it a listen.
Do check out. We'll put links to everything in the comments.
Yeah. Lesson.
My cranky it takes is to surround me and I forget. Found my resistance as a basic instinct. I lock myself away from glossy bubbles when dust is present from the book of memories. I lock myself away from every one of you. I'm surrounded and all it takes is to surround me and I forget. I'm surrounded and all it takes is to surround me and I forget. I'm surrounded and all it takes is to surround me and I forget. I'm surrounded and all it takes is to surround me and I forget. I'm surrounded and I forget.
Okay, so we're back with some more good news stories now,
Yeah, I'm LJ Kershaw. This is Oliver Bray. Welcome back.
and we're gonna bring you. Let's kick you off with some good charity news at the moment. So there's a Doncaster Social Isolation Alliance is the name of the charity, and basically they've been helping people who have been stuck alone during this kind of like COVID isolation time. And recently, as like a Christmas kind of gift, they gave out 1,100 books to like kind of to lonely people.
1,100 books.
1,100 books.
That's incredible.
They built them into like a tower, into like a tree. I can show you LJ. I can't show you guys through the
Right.
microphone.
Yeah.
But they built it into like a little tree of books.
Oh,
so they had
that's
that
cool.
they had that on display over Christmas, and then once Christmas ended, the books get donated everywhere.
That's cool. That's
That's
really
fanfiction.
cool. And yeah,
It
that's
is. I
fascinating.
mean, the power of reading is always a good news story.
I have the power of reading!
Like the worst Avenger, however.
Worse than Hawkeye.
Captain
Worse.
America, the bookworm.
I imagine if a superhero called the Bookworm would look exactly like you.
That would be. If there was a monumental, like, world-changing thing where people suddenly develop superpowers, I'm gonna be the one who gets I can just read. I can just read really well. That's my superpower now. I think you could do it a lot. If you could read a book like in a minute, if you could just like flip a book and just read it.
You mean like Johnny Five? Like straight through and then register all the
Yeah,
information?
just register all the information. Then that would be good. Because then you could just be like Megamind. You could just store everything up.
That's true. You could learn about like politics.
Yeah.
Like
you
that.
You could read like every issue of Hustler in like an hour. Just
I've tried.
titties.
Man, the potential. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So they donated all them books. To
They did
people.
indeed. They did indeed. And that is a really good. Was mostly fiction books, I think, which is always good. Everyone kind of needs a good story to kind of get through.
Yeah, I
Get through
mean,
this kind of one.
it's a bit of an escape, and I think people need that. You know, especially during these times.
Anyway, I think during this first kind of lockdown thing, I think I read all the Game of Thrones books. All of them? All like 7.
Wow.
And then I even finished
What did I say earlier? The bookworm.
The bookworm strikes again. Not only did I finish the 7 books, I then bought 2 like prequel books and just kind of read through them. It's so good. It's so well written.
The
It's
proof's
so
in the
well written.
pudding, folks. The
It's
proof's
so
in the
well
pudding.
written. The bookworm recommends all the Game of Thrones books. Just power through, and it's good. and it's very, very good. But it does, it kind of helps, especially, you know, like, because I'm on my own in this kind of flat, and it's just like, it just kind of helps you escape the
gloom.
The gloom. Exactly, like what we're trying to do now, but just in literature form.
All right.
If someone, however, if someone was going to like write this conversation down into a book, I do not think it would sell many copies.
Why ain't I entertaining enough?
Why is it 2 pages and all it says is I like turtles? I like
turtles.
I like turtles. How many different ways can you say I like turtles? We will. We do plan to answer that for you. How many different ways can we say I like turtles?
Man, I like charities. Charities do great things around the world. Have you heard anything else recently about charities?
Charity. There is one other good news charity story that I heard recently, which was a Muslim charity. Actually, Muslim charities have been feeding. So all these kind of lorry drivers have been stuck at the border.
Oh, was it like the M20? Yeah, it was the M20.
One of those kind of big roads, isn't it? But it's because of all the kind of COVID restrictions and Brexit hoo-ha that has left all these lorry drivers stranded. And yeah, a lot of Muslim charities have actually been feeding these lorry drivers, which is
that's cool. Should we give a shout out to some of the charities that have been helping? We have an article here that says the Qaeda Foundation. Yep, they provided 400 lunches for these lorry drivers. I think that's a hell of a donation. And there was one more there.
There's going to be some very well-fed lorry drivers.
Some very wet. You can edit that shit out.
Well, I don't know if it's something to do with maybe like Islam as a religion kind of thing, but I know I was working in like a takeaway at some point, like a pizza kind of shop.
All right.
And it was just after some like flooding had taken place, like down in one of the valleys, like around Yorkshire, like flooding had taken place. So as part of like the kind of thing, the owner of it decided to he made like 50, 60 pizzas and kind of gave them to all these kind of families that were out of home because of floods.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
man,
and just kind of gave it as like free.
It
was good. It was a pain in the ass in the morning because we came into work and we had to make like 200 pizzas straight off the bat. Which, I like the charity work, but the logistics of it were a bit of a nightmare. But it's good. But then I think he was saying that it's something to do with Islam as a religion. It's like a very charitable religion. There's a very charitable aspect.
For sure. It's like I don't really fully understand the Muslim faith.
Me neither. And I feel like there's plenty of podcasts where 2 white people talk about Islam. It's not as like updated.
It's not as accurate as would like to be. Yeah, but I admire the generosity. I think, 400 meals. It's going to take you a long time to cook that. Yeah. But you're doing it just purely out of the goodness of the fact that these people are stuck on this road. And they ain't no McDonald's.
Feeding fellow man, that's got to be a great kind of key.
I think people ought to work together. I mean, imagine how powerful the world would be if we all just sort of looked after each other.
It would just it would be so much easier. Yeah. There'd be no needs for a good news report because every news report would be a good news report, and that's the aim of the game.
That is the aim of the game.
We're going to revolutionise the news game by just making it positive. Basically, breaking news, everything is okay. You can go about your business.
Rise and shine, mother bitches. It's fine today.
That would be a great news report to wake up to. Okay.
All right.
So, moving away from the charity aspect a little bit, did get a report that the tampon tax has been abolished, which I know affects you and me both like daily in our lives. The tampon tax, but yeah. So apparently they were
good
charging
for nosebleeds. That's what it is.
They were charging. They were making money on tampons basically. Which
you mean like that's messed up, man.
It is because it's just a natural kind of thing, happens all the time.
Yep.
To make money on it is a bit greedy.
I think that's wrong, man. But it's good. It's been abolished now. Like
it has been abolished. It has been abolished. It was bloody outrageous.
You know when you just see red.
They were being bled dry. They were being
oh gosh. Yeah. Right, ladies and gentlemen.
Period jokes have begun.
pick up the sick that you've just made. Sponsored by Kleenex.
So it's not just tampons, it's all women's sanitary products.
That is good news. That is really good news.
That is really good.
I think that's bullshit. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Like originally, when did that come in? You reckon it came in like the 90s?
Yeah, and like I'm just trying to look here. I'm trying to see if it says. No, I think even earlier than that. I would imagine so. It just says. Oh, okay, from about since 1973.
1973.
Oh no, that's just when VAT in general was introduced. Oh wait, no. The UK is therefore no longer legally bound by EU laws, which have seen sanitary products subject to 5 different rates of VAT since 1973.
Wow.
Oh, so it's not even. It's an EU law. This is an EU law.
EU law.
So the EU really does not like periods. You heard that here first, folks. Brexit was a vote for your menstrual cycle.
EU. The EU.
The EU.
EU. Better tax them.
I like the fact that some lawmaker sat there one day and was like,
How can we make money?
women bleed a lot.
Oh man, that's grim.
It is grim. I'm sure it's not very grim, but it's kind of grim. It's a natural bodily function.
It is a natural bodily function.
That is pretty grim.
That is pretty grim. Luckily, I've had minimal exposure to this. Thankfully.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do like that. I just imagine we're 2 white guys, but the last 2 topics have been Islam and then periods. We're really like talking about what we know. We're really playing to the steps.
Yeah,
of this
we're
section.
talking about.
Next, you know what the problem with having wings is? Like,
Can we go back? We were talking about charities earlier, right?
yeah.
I just wanted to put a note down, right? I've got a baby band called Need to Breathe, right? Now, they've built 2 hospitals in Nicaragua, I think the place is called. Now, they provided healthcare for many, many people. And currently, they're working with One World Health to build a 3rd hospital, which I think great because they use all the money from ticket sales, album sales, things like that.
Use that kind of money for like a positive kind of positive way.
And I think there's too many artists that don't give back. And I think it should be more of a common thing.
Well, it's kind of celebrated, isn't it? It's that like rock and roll lifestyle kind of thing where you get your money and you blow it on drugs and booze and women, and we like celebrating that because we like looking at the pictures and seeing the kind of seeing the debauchery in action. but it's nice to hear when it is.
Yeah, it's
done for a
good
good
when
way.
you've got a band that clearly think about others and not themselves. So
And that's Need to Breathe's Nicaraguan charity.
yeah, One World Health. If you go to Need to Breathe Cares, you can donate there.
Oh, good to know. We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah.
For Need to Breathe Cares. That's good. I also remember there was who was the other one? Akon as well, wasn't it? The Lonely, I am so lonely. He did other songs as well, I imagine. But he made his money and then he went to Africa and started building like power lines and stuff like that. And like his whole kind of thing was about bringing like electricity into Africa. And I think like about 500,000 people now have electricity because of Akon.
Because of Akon.
Because of the guy who
Big
sang
up
with
Akon.
Because of the guy who sang with the little cartoon bird.
Our first shout out goes to Akon. Akon. Well done, man. Well done. Like that's how you really make a difference.
Yeah, charity work in general. We definitely support charity work.
Yeah.
Like in general, 100%.
Incredible work.
Should we do one more story and then we'll go to another little quick song break.
Yeah.
So, another story I want to talk about here is the oldest woman in the world turned the other day.
The oldest woman in the world.
She turned 118 years old. Bugger me, 118
years old.
That is old.
Not only that, the oldest woman that turned 118 when she was an infant. The oldest woman at the time was 110 years old that held the title in that same year. So, and the woman before that was a baby when she was born. So it's like when the eldest woman in the world dies, there's another woman that's born that turns out to be the eldest woman in the world.
It sounds to me like a lot like Avatar. Have you seen that? Like, so there's one Avatar that kind of is born and then he dies, but like straight away it's like a new Avatar is born into another life. So maybe this is it with the oldest woman. So the oldest woman dies, and then like a new oldest woman is born.
Yeah, so
away.
the oldest woman in the world.
LJ didn't get the Avatar reference. If you did, then
Avatar. Yeah, so Kane Tanaka is was born in 1903. 1903.
1903.
How much of what you've been through a lot in that
So
time.
yeah, she would have seen
So much.
She would have seen communism. She would have seen World War One, World War Two, the Cold War. All of these like massive. Where does it say where she's from? I've got to imagine like a Japan, China kind of.
Yeah, somewhere in the east of Asia. Sorry, we're not filled out with all the facts, but yes, she appears to be of Eastern Asian descent.
Well, the world, like, well, it's just a completely different place than it would have been 100. Like, I don't even think people could have flown like 100 years ago. I don't think we had air travel in 1903. This woman has seen the birth of air travel, and now we're on the moon.
Wow.
Continue on.
Yet we're still arguing about racism.
Yeah.
Yes, we are an intelligent species, but we're also a dumb species.
We do some stupid stuff. We do some stupid shit. One of the stupid stuff we're not going to do, though, is we're going to play you a tune, and that's... Wait, no, that was a terrible introduction to a song. Probably gonna... But we are gonna segue. We are gonna segue into a song right now. So this is a tune by a local band called Knuckle, and the tune is called Spilt Milk.
All right.
I am.
Okay, so we're back. That was Knuckle with Spilt Milk. Now we've got a little game for you.
I've got a game. What are we playing there? What are we playing there, Miss Ollie?
So the game is called Two True... Wait, let me get this right. We're going to have to edit this out because I'm going to mess this up a bunch of times.
The game is called
Two News, One Ruse.
Two News, One Ruse.
Two News, One Ruse.
Right.
That is the name of the game. So I'm going to read you three headlines.
Right.
Two of them are true news. One of them is a little ruse. You can ask some questions, but you have to guess which one is the fake one. Which one is the real one.
Yeah. I'm up for this. Let's go.
Okay. So the first story. Thailand recently launched a space program. Second story. A baker in Holland built the world's biggest crisp.
Right.
Third story was that Mexico have banned single-use plastics. So three stories there. One of them is fake. One of them is true. Two of them are true.
Right. Okay. Let's ask you a question then. So about this biggest crisp, where was it again?
In Holland.
Yeah, I believe that. Right.
Of course. I mean, if you're getting high in Amsterdam, you're going to want the biggest, like...
Yeah, like,
the
I
biggest
believe that,
possible
yes.
crisp.
I can see viable reason why they would want the biggest crisp in the world. Right, the other ones, what was the first one?
Thailand launched a space program.
Thailand launches a space.
Ladyboys in space.
Ladyboys in space. I think I've got that on DVD. Ladyboys in space. No, right. Thailand.
Well, I don't know.
Thailand,
I imagine it's going to be proper astronauts. I don't imagine.
Yeah.
It's going to be. But Thailand's going into space.
Thailand's going into space.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe. The other one was what?
Was Mexico banned single-use plastics. So all your kind of plastics that you throw away and kind of use. Mexico's just banned them.
Hello, Mexico, huh?
Hello, Mexico. They're trying to get the Greenico. Greenico was terrible. But they're trying to get more environmental.
Greenico! I am a clinico. I am making the environment good.
That was not Mexican. I don't know whether that was not very Mexican. That's kind of like Italian.
No word of advice. Try not to do shitty impressions on.
Shitty impressions are the only impressions I got.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. Man. I reckon that the crisp one is real. I reckon that's true.
Okay.
I don't believe in the space one. I don't think the space one.
Don't talent. But then you also believe that Mexico is banning single-use plastics.
I hope so.
So you're saying
it's more of a hope, really.
Yeah. So your claim is that the ruse is the Thailand going into space.
I think that's the ruse.
Okay.
I think that's the ruse.
Drum roll, please.
Ooh.
No, the crisp was the ruse.
The crisp
was the ruse. Yeah, Thailand's going into space. Mexico's banning plastics.
Surely.
Nobody made a giant crisp
in Holland.
In Holland. That really made me feel good when that was the first story, and you were like, "Yeah, that's damn it true." I was like, "I got him."
Holland, right? Holland. They must have made the biggest something though.
The biggest clog, the biggest windmill,
the biggest clog.
Other stereotype.
Yeah, man. Oh shit, I got it wrong.
So yeah, Mexico's going into space. I like it. I can really see ladyboys on the moon. I'd like to.
Well, you've seen that Bowie video, haven't you?
With ladyboys on the moon, I think I missed that one.
I'm sure that was one of his albums.
The Ziggy Stardust album.
Ladyboys on the Moon.
Ladyboys on the Moon.
By David Bowie.
That sounds like a David Bowie. Like so actually, to be fair.
David Bowie. Ladyboys on the Moon.
No, the Bowie impression. That was the best impression we've had. Okay. So let's go back onto some news stories now.
All right.
For a thing. So, in the world of crime, we've got a couple of stories. This one quite made me laugh. The Reading racer, we're going to call him. Some 17-year-old kid down in Reading got caught doing 80 miles an hour in his car. Right. And then the police pulled him over and they were like, you were speeding. He was like, oh, I'm trying to get a knighthood. Lewis Hamilton went 80 miles an hour and he got a knighthood. So, that was his cause.
Man, I've heard some stories in my life.
Of all the excuses, I mean, like...
I want to get a knighthood, man.
I want to get a knighthood.
What I'm doing, right? I got to put the pedal to metal in there. Get me some knighthood. You know what I mean?
Oh. Yeah. That excuse did not work.
Is that real? Is that real?
This is the real story.
All right.
Can try and bring up some information and see if we get any more details on the story.
I think that's brilliant. What other excuses can you think about?
What's
the best excuse for speeding?
Oh, I think like your wife's having a baby.
Yeah.
Like you got to get to the hospital. Your grandma's on the death's door, so you got to race. Some medical emergencies, I think, is probably a good kind of go-to one. Maybe there's a sale on at Holland Barrett. You got to get some magnesium.
Maybe somebody put too much steel on it. Steel toe cap, and it's too heavy. They can't lift the toe back.
Maybe so. That would be a funny one to explain.
Where was that again?
This is in Reading.
All right. Yeah. As if that made the news.
Yeah. I know. Here we go. Yeah, drunken. Right. Oh, he was drunk as well.
He was.
Oh no,
drunk.
no. This is Wigan. This is another.
Wiganese.
This is Wigan today. This is Oh yeah, he only did 70 miles an hour though. So if we're keeping track, Reading boy racer was faster than the Wigan boy racer.
But I thought 70 was like. Oh, it's not on a motorway, is it?
No, I think this was just.
Right.
before he crashed into a telephone pole. You like when karma. I like when karma happens in full time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Can I just make another comment on outside right now? It is lush. There is snow falling in. It's beautiful. Taking these winter vibes. Like,
Hamilton.
yeah, man. There's something quite special about snow. It's nice when it falls, but when it lands and gives you ice, it's just terrible. You don't want that.
No.
But yeah, genuinely, it looks like a snow globe out there. Like, it's a beautiful day today.
Coming down really, really
It's
nice
really, really good.
It's Friday the 8th of January, for anyone looking at the calendars.
Friday the 8th of
I
January.
can't seem to find the story. I don't know where I found it on Reddit, but it makes sense that somebody would... This is not a ruse. This one, it was true. I've lost the news story.
We're done with that game,
We're
man.
done with that game
We're
now.
done.
These are genuinely found ones.
I lost as well.
Okay. So there was another story in the world of crime that really made me giggle.
The world of crime.
The world of crime. So Birmingham recently released. They made 45,000 arrests throughout the year of 2020, throughout the whole year.
Right.
one of the incidents recorded was that in Birmingham was that a man got caught with a samosa up his bottom.
Now that's a brummy hot pocket.
Gotta know if it kind of toasted it. Maybe his heater was broken. Maybe just it's like a George Foreman grill.
Use yourself as an oven.
You gotta just hold it up
A
there.
samosa.
Yeah.
Sting a bit, though, isn't it? A bit spicy.
I'm guessing it's before you put the chili sauce on. I'm guessing you put the chili sauce after the
You got caught with a samosa.
samosa up his ass. Let's try and find it.
The brummy hot pocket.
Yes.
Man, that's desperation. I thought things were bad here, but no.
Well, sometimes when you get a takeaway and it gets home and it's cold, you've got to
Yeah.
you got to fight against that.
End of the day, you got to create your own heating sources.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I have to at some point.
Yeah.
I'd like to try doing that at a restaurant.
The detainee was found with the fried savoury treat during a police search before being booked for police. He said he wanted to... Okay, so the guy's in prison. He said he wanted to sneak a samosa into his cell as a snack, and he was sceptical about the quality of the food offered by the police force. So he snuck a samosa into jail because he questioned how good the food... I mean, the prison food could be bad, but it can't be any worse than a shitty samosa. That's got to be...
It's spice is nice.
Can we just take a second to appreciate the police officer that made that discovery? You just find out what is maybe a little triangle was sticking out a little corner, and he just pulls it. And before you know,
God, I bet that guy's shitting pancakes.
I'm also, it doesn't say, but I'm also curious about the size of the samosa. Was this a big family made samosa, or was this the little party size little snacks that you get?
I kind of hope it was family one. You know what I mean? Like a full meal samosa.
Like a full meal, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like the samosa is perfectly shaped for this.
The brummy hot pocket. Woo!
I reckon they were doing that when someone in India was coming up with the idea for the samosa. They were like, someone in Birmingham could
One day this will happen.
One day, someone in the land of Birmingham will shove this up their ass. I like how when I was writing this down, we just labelled this one the Brummy Hot Pocket. That's just the name of this story now. Okay, so speaking of shoving stuff up your ass, this is a great segue. This is my favourite segue.
Wow.
Speaking of shoving stuff up your ass, so I read this week that in the late 19th century, early 20th century, doctors actually prescribed butt plugs as a medical kind of help for people.
What?
So if you had if you had a problem,
Doctor, I think I've got a problem with my nostrils.
Ah.
I keep having pain. I don't understand how to solve it.
Nose problems. Yes, I know the exact perfect cure for this nose problem. No, sir. Bend over there, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Does your nose hurt anymore?
Sweet relief.
Wow, I can't even feel my nose anymore.
Wow, it's amazing. Distraction is the best technique.
I mean, maybe that would be
On
it,
prescription, like on the NHS.
I'm guessing, I think this is before the NHS. This was before the NHS. So this was like a backyard, the dirty dealing doctor who just prescribed.
I bet back in the day, I bet it was used for shit like IBS. You know, people like no.
What, like putting some sperm on the end of a butt plug, ramming it in. That really is not an understanding of biology on any level.
IBS, man, that irritable.
Irritable. Oh, I'm thinking of is it the IVF, the in vitro treatment? I thought you were using
giving
IVF to help kind of get pregnant. It's like, I know medicine's come a long way, but I think even back in that days they knew it was, they knew which hole it was.
Well, it's a 50-50 shot.
I mean, and I suppose this would have been before germs. This would have been before things. So maybe it was just their way of understanding. You know, maybe they shoved butt plugs in. People felt good. They were like, medically that makes sense. But people were also doing a lot of cocaine at the time.
It might straighten your spine out a bit, depending on. Wow, your posture has really changed over the last few days. Where do you find this shit?
I want to give away my sources, but Reddit has a lot to answer for.
Right,
Reddit
right.
has a hell of a lot to answer for. So we got a couple of more history stories
Okay.
that we found this week. You got a story about Prague. In Prague, there's an old clock ticking.
Yeah. What was it like? Ticking for
600 years.
600 years, man. That's incredible. So that's like the clock that has been ticking the longest. So
the oldest woman in the world would have been minus like 482 years old.
He was there, still working there.
She was turning the handle.
So yeah, apparently this clock, 1410 was this installation. It's an outdoor clock in downtown Prague, and it's been ticking for 6 centuries.
600. It's got to be one of the oldest clocks.
It's the oldest astronomical clock in operation in the world.
See, we are the only two people that can seamlessly move from butt plugs to clocks like that.
In a short space of time.
You see, you're going to laugh, you're going to learn, you're going to love.
Exactly.
So, that's
yeah.
what we aim to do on the Good News Report.
But I know you can't see it, viewers,
I wonder if
but
that will
like,
be-
I'm going to show Ollie a picture of this clock, and I think it's quite miraculous. It is beautiful, right?
It does look absolutely stunning.
It is a beautiful, like, gold clock with, like, old Roman
Although the numbers are not...
numerals on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4... There isn't like modern day clock numbers. Oh, there is in Roman numerals. I do
I
tell
think
that.
it's an astronomical clock.
But yeah, so it's going to study the stars and everything on the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Talking about stars, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning?
I feel pretty good when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I enjoy waking. Yeah.
Mr. Bray, what a star.
Okay, I thought we were going to say. I thought we had a star, like a star story, like a waking up story. Just getting paid a lovely compliment. That was it. That made me feel good, guys. I don't know if it made you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. You got to throw them out there. End of the day. Yeah, man. Well,
So,
we got another story.
I got another story from back in the day that really made me laugh. So
You study history, right?
I do indeed. So,
Yeah, you go to university for.
I am indeed. University of Huddersfield. Brap.
Yeah,
The mighty. I don't even know what the logo is for Huddersfield University.
I have no idea.
The mighty Falcons. Yeah. Although this is not this.
I want to talk to you about
Okay,
one
please, yeah.
question for you, right? You do history. What to you is the most interesting, and what is your favorite time? What you know what I mean? Do you have like something that really like?
So I really like.
For me, it was like the Egyptians. When I was learning that at school, I thought I was wicked. But what?
Okay. Nice. For me, the period of time that always kind of captures my imagination, like most of all, is when it's the Europeans like discovering America for the first time, and it's these Europeans interacting with this new society that they didn't even realize.
Christopher Columbus.
Columbus. Yeah, there was a Viking. There was a Viking that was there. Sven.
But
some
then that
Viking
Columbus
was there.
fella went on to direct Harry Potter.
There you go.
It's a different Chris Columbus.
It's a really, really interesting IMDb account. From
America, yeah.
But the fact that like, so at the same time in Europe, you've got Protestants and Catholics kind of. You've got Protestantism coming into formation, and then you've got this entire landmass that is just mentioned nowhere in the Bible. The Catholic Church knew nothing about this, and then they're still going to say, "Oh yeah, we know all about the world, but you didn't know about this huge continent that was just existing beyond the kind of way." And just the way they kind of interacted together, setting up those initial plantations. So that would have been the first plantation, I think, was this mid-1600s, 1620s, 1630s, and that was in Virginia. That was the Virginia plantation.
So do you think history is a good subject to choose at university?
I think it's good. I think it explains a lot of where we are like today, and I think you can kind of get a lot from it. Like it makes us feel less unique, kind of thing. It almost puts perspective on everything.
Yeah.
Because if something similar has happened, it's not completely out the way. Look at like what happened in America the other day. To be fair, the storming of the Capitol, the building. If you put that in historical context, that happens every couple of hundred years. Somewhere around the world. But like literally, I think in America, somewhere in the 1800s, there was a big race riot in one of the states. They took over, stormed the Capitol building, and it was like mob rule in one of the states. I'd have to look up which one. But I forget. But there's history for it. It doesn't make it any less alarming, but it kind of puts it in a bit of context.
Of course, yeah.
And I find that very, very interesting.
I'm quite mesmerised by the fact that you do like take history at university. I'm quite admirable of that. I think that's.
I do. Huddersfield University, great place. Do a sign in. I'll just give them a shout out. Just
Huddersfield University.
Yeah. So, history. This was a history.
Yeah,
that was
sorry
not,
about that.
that
We digress.
I did not learn in university. Again, this might be another Reddit learned fact.
Okay.
But
okay.
It did make me laugh. So, in 1974, there was a group of people sitting around in a pub in the UK, in England. And they were basically chatting about how England never wins any sporting events anymore. How cricket, football, rugby, we're just not that good at sport anymore.
We're shit.
We were good,
Yeah.
now we're not very
Yeah.
good. So they decided to invent a sport that could only be won by English people. And so in 1974, these guys at a pub invented the sport of toe wrestling. Don't ask me the rules. I don't know how toe wrestling particularly works. I imagine maybe thumb wars, but with toes. Is what I'm picturing. Like maybe it's like a stamping game. I imagine if you don't.
Give us a foot. We're gonna stretch them out, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing
This is toe wrestling on a podcast.
Toe wrestling on a podcast. How do you win though?
I actually have no idea. This is just footsie with like extra steps.
Actually,
Well, should we call that one a time?
we'll call that a time. But
Okay.
to be honest, I don't want to stop. It feels good. It feels good. All right.
There'll be like 2 minutes of silence on the podcast. It's like, what are you gonna do? Oh, just toe wrestling, bro. Toe wrestling.
We placed our toes
So
in socks. By the way, we put our socks together. They were united as one for a split second.
I couldn't see where your sock ended and my sock began.
So let's take
called. So this is where the story. This is the part of the story that really made me laugh. So 1974, they invented sport toe wrestling because England hasn't won any sporting events and they want to represent. 2 years later, a Canadian guy comes to visit this little town. He takes part in the toe wrestling championship and he wins. Like 2 years after this English-only event, a Canadian comes and wins. So they just cancel the whole thing. they're like, God damn it. So that just shows that England can't even win sports that we make up. Which is
they cancelled it because
because the whole point of the sport was that only English people could win it, and then 2 years later a Canadian turns up and just
That's funny. That says a lot about our country.
It really does. It really does. I mean, if you would like to say something about your country, but you'd like to do it in a neon light fashion. Oh, check out that segue.
Yeah.
Right there. We'd like to give a shout out to Neon Vibes.
We want to shout out to a company called Neon Vibes. Now, they have a website, neonvibes.co.uk, and they are going to make a sign for me and Oliver in our band. The Love Drunk Agenda. Yes. So they're making us a neon sign for shows. And if you want, they have genuinely done signs for movies. They've done movie set signs. They've done signs for all sorts. This is top class. quality.
That is good because I mean, a lot of things in my life I feel like I would like to express in a
Yeah.
neon sign way, kind of thing. You know,
Like live nudes on the front door.
like yeah,
Yeah.
like don't piss on the toilet seat above the toilet in neon lights.
In neon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I feel like that would hammer the message home. I feel like no one would piss on the toilet seat anymore.
I don't think they would.
No.
That's a good point, actually.
That's all I would do with a neon sign is just boss people around on the toilet.
Neon vibes.
Or push. Actually, no. I'd have another one opposite the toilet that just said push. So whenever I was taking a seat, I was like, oh yeah. My bathroom is just going to be so neon.
Yeah. But honestly, they make world top class quality signs. Like, it's the best you can get, especially around here. You can get a sign ordered for anything. You think of any design, they can make it in neon, and it's quite fabulous. So yeah, shout out to neonvibes.co.uk.
Neonvibes.co.uk. Be sure to check out. We'll pop a link in the description. Let's go for another song now. So this is an exclusive to the Good News Report. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, this is Tom Abbott, and he is releasing a new EP this year called Gypsy Noir. Right. It's interesting, this one, because nobody's actually heard this yet. This is a exclusive demo version of a track called Inappropriate.
Good News Report exclusive.
Yeah, Good News Report exclusive. So here we go, Mr. Abbott. Enjoy.
Why must you lie? Live in denial. No, you had to do was tell the truth. You say that I'm out of my mind. Can't you see it's 'cause of you? Cause if my doubts are far enough in, why then have we never met? Why lie about everything? Why so many secrets? You say that I can't use my past to justify these thoughts I have. But you used yours to validate acting in a way you knew I'd hate. And from what you told me, everything you did, he'd have to know.
All right, so that was Tom Abbott there, ladies and gentlemen. All
Yeah,
right.
Inappropriate from the new EP, Gypsy Noir.
I look forward to listening to that EP. I really do.
Definitely. Yeah.
So while we're on the subject of media, and artists,
Media!
let's talk about the Messiah, the God, the eternal being that is Mr. Owen Wilson.
Mr. Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
Is that guy in it? Wow.
Wow. He is that guy.
What about Owen Wilson?
Wow.
Wow.
We just had Owen Wilson. I just love the fact. So, so somebody did the maths on Owen Wilson. I think this has been circulating for a while. This is not particularly new news, but it's good news. So somebody did the maths on Owen Wilson.
Wow.
So basically, he's made $217 million making all his movies. In every over 47 movies, he averages 3,500 words per movie.
Wow.
That is about $1,300 per word. Wow. Was 102 of those words was wow. That means Owen Wilson has made roughly $135,000 for saying the word wow.
Wow.
Wow. Which
The problem is, like,
is
you've got wow in your head. You can't get it out. And you have to keep saying it again and again. Like, you're just tempted to just go, wow. Like
This is why by next week we'll have a soundboard set up and an Owen Wilson wow but will be on the soundboard.
He made how much for every time he says wow?
So
how much does he make?
He makes $1,300 every time he says a word. He makes in the movie he makes $1,300. But because he said his wow over 100 times, he made $135,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Like
if you combine the entire money for my entire life of working, it's not 130. It's like
wow. Like it's not bad at all, actually.
the guy's got it sorted. That is why we follow Owen Wilson as the Messiah.
Owen Wilson is not
Wow.
the Messiah. The Messiah. Owen Wilson is not the Messiah.
He might be the Messiah.
He might be.
Jesus did not make 1,300 quid saying wow.
Wow. It's a miracle. Wow.
The message on like when Jesus is giving like the sermon on the mount. Gather round.
People gather round.
Hear the good word. Wow. Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You'd
Yeah.
end every prayer would end with wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you have some bread and some fish? Wow. We can feed the whole village. Wow.
Hey, I just turned this water into wine right here.
Wow. Man, this alcohol water is strong. Wow. I'm a bit drunk from this water. Wow. I could turn wine into water. Wow.
I really want Owen Wilson to become like the mascot of this.
Wow. First complete corpse of
Owen Wilson, the Messiah, is going to be the end. Okay. So we had another media-based story, and this tech-based, media-based. I don't know, but this was the most exciting story I've heard probably ever in my short nerdy life.
Right.
A company called. Let me get this up. Just bear with us 1 second. We'll just.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry to bring it.
Fill
It's
the
in your
time.
head. You can't get it out. Wow.
Every time we struggle for stuff to say, we'll just wow. Wow. So, a Canadian company called Hacksmith Industries have invented the first retractable plasma-based lightsaber, and it is
Really?
dope.
You mean
Yes.
like it comes out like in the film?
Yeah,
like,
so but they have to run it through like methane kind of thing. So he's got a big pack on his back with a thing, but then a handle that looks like a lightsaber, and whoosh, the sword comes out, and it's like there. They can even change the color of it, and it burns at like 4,000 degrees. So this thing burns.
shit,
through
but,
metal.
yeah, because you remember like back in the day where you could change Bunsen burners in different colours with different.
It's like that, but with a giant,
like,
with
like
a giant lightsaber.
like
Yes.
saber. Man, that's insane.
Let's
Shit, I bet they're expensive.
I don't even know if it's for sale or if it's just a test kind of one. But that is the
Wow.
that is a
Wow.
retractable
Sorry.
lightsaber.
That is incredible, actually.
It is.
That looks
you
dope.
can't see this through a microphone, but it looks very cool.
How long did it take to make that?
Oh, I could not say. I could not let you know. There's a video of them making it kind of thing, and it kind of time lapse it a little bit, so you don't kind of.
They made a real lifesaver.
Yeah, I don't think this was F1. I think
Lifesaver? Fuck knows. I haven't seen Star Wars.
A lightsaber
really.
in the right.
I've seen that.
Hang on. That's gonna change the entire.
No. Listen. I have seen
of the
the
podcast.
original trilogy. That's it. I have not watched anything else to do with Star Wars. I've seen the original trilogy. That's
So
it.
you have no idea you have no idea who Jar Jar Binks is, who Darth Maul is.
Misa Jar Jar Binks. I've seen bits of that one, but that's it.
That is a strong. I agree. I'm not a big fan of the new Rey kind of Star Wars kind of ones. It seems like it's a bit of a rehash of the old ones, and it's.
I don't know. Me personally, I mean, no offense to these people. I am a different kind of nerd, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not really my thing, like the futuristic space thing.
But would you say everyone has their own?
Yeah, I think everyone nerds out on something
Yeah.
in particular. I personally like
So
80s, 90s movies and practical effects. You know?
Okay, Terminator,
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
to the Future.
Yeah,
Alien,
I love that kind of thing, yeah. What about yourself?
Oh
What do you
no,
know now?
I love the nerdy stuff. I mean, I do love the fantasy things kind of thing, as I say,
Yeah.
like Red Game of Thrones, but I love the spacey kind of stuff as well.
Okay.
So like Star Wars, I'm watching the new Star Trek recently. Kind of. Been watching. There's a great show on Love Film called The Expanse, and it's like spacey politics stuff, and it's just like it fits into every one of my nerdy categories.
The Expanse.
There we go, The Expanse, based on a book as well,
All right.
which you know we like as the bookworm.
It does sound like something that you get when you see a pretty lady with her clothes on.
It's something that you get. It's something that you get when you go to visit a doctor in the 19th century. You get an expanse of the.
The Expanse. Definitely.
Expanse of
The
the
Expanse.
Yeah,
Fucking
but
lightsaber.
lightsabers as a daily thing, that would be just incredible. Could you
Right.
imagine somebody coming up and mugging you and like, hey, give me your fucking wallet, give me your wallet, give me your keys. Okay, no, back the fuck up.
Man.
Like,
Like, that would be insane. They'd probably have to, like, do, like, recreate... You know, like, what's it called, that thing where they recreate old battles and stuff?
oh, like like the it's not memorials, is it? But yeah, I know reenactments. It is.
Yeah, it's like it's a
reenactments.
war reenactment.
Yeah.
But I reckon
But
eventually
with Star Wars theme.
we're gonna have
Star
that, but like reenactments of like the Star Wars fights and stuff.
Nice. Yes.
There we go. But I think something that's highly dangerous. I don't think they'll ever make them public.
No, they'd have to develop it like a long kind of way. But it'd be the army, isn't it? The army would use lightsabers straight away. I think.
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers. But actually, no,
Force!
because to be fair, like, so we're talking about lightsabers, isn't it? But in the movie, like,
Yeah.
it's the Jedis that can use the lightsabers that can like deflect bullets and shit.
Jedi.
But the lightsaber itself isn't bulletproof. It doesn't deflect bullets. You have to know how to fucking swing the lightsaber in order to deflect bullets.
Yeah. True.
So if you turn up to a battlefield with like a lightsaber and someone's there with a gun, pooh, you're like you're gonna lose. That's
well, someone
you
just,
brought a
just
lightsaber.
inherited a lightsaber.
You brought a lightsaber to a gunfight. Like it's not, you don't come out of that.
Do you remember that film where it was called The Schwartz? Spaceballs, it's called, right? Mel Brooks.
Oh, okay.
film. May the Schwartz be with you. Anyway, I thought it was brilliant because he put his ring that turned into a saber, but he'd always have to put it in his groinal area, so it looked like his dick was shining green. It's brilliant. Mel Brooks, rest in peace, my brother. He was a legend. Also, John Candy was really good in that film.
Okay.
Yeah, I recommend you watch it. It's a good film. Baseball.
Nice. Yeah, it's one of those ones I've seen, but I've never tuned into.
Alright.
I think maybe because I like the kind of Star Wars thing, I didn't want to watch it like a piss take of it kind of thing.
The Force be with you. Use the Force.
Use the Force. Yeah. Speaking of green, we have one last news story. Let's finish it on a high note. On the
Oh, a highest,
highest note.
The highest of notes.
So this was an article that basically is saying that because of all the kind of the COVID economic kind of downturn and stuff like that, it means that now we're actually closer to weed legalization than we've ever been because they need the money. Governments need the money because COVID's
You
been a
mean
very
like
expensive kind of thing.
as far as hemp goes, or you mean like?
No, I think this is like recreational kind of like the same thing that they have in all the states in America. The decriminalization, legalization of.
Well, it's
of
more
marijuana.
like a medical thing, isn't it? Like a medical card thing.
Well, I think so, but itchy scrot is a medical
Itchy
condition.
scrot is
Itchy
definitely
scrot
a medical condition.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking from experience, people. Just so you know, I have always been quite healthy in that department.
Good to put that out there.
Exactly. Yeah. I am disease and
That's your good news takeaway right there.
disease and infection free. Very much so.
Well, there you go, ladies. Yeah. If you're out there looking for some clean, unchlamydia'd fun, Mr. Kurt, the man to my left.
0776.
But yeah, but legalising weed, I think that's a positive. I think any closer we get to weed legalisation is good. I think it should be completely legal and free to export.
I think it could be used for more though. Let's talk about like hemp, like the plant, the leaf itself. You can make clothes, paper,
Oh, rope, yeah.
rope.
Everything,
Yeah, there's just massive things you could do if it was legal. It's not.
Oh,
also,
yeah,
like
a massive industry, yeah, it could, yeah.
also like that CBD thing. You heard of CBD now?
Ah, yeah. And where's
Yeah. CBD is
It's like the medical side of it, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
THC is the side of weed that gets you high. CBD is the side of weed that has all the medicinal purpose.
yeah. So it's still psychoactive, but it won't get you high. But it does help with
less.
anxiety and pain. Some people say that it helps with people.
Like anxieties and kind of depression. I think like mental health kind of issues. I think a lot of people turn to CBD and turn to.
Yeah.
Thing.
I got a friend who uses it for pain. Just puts like a drop.
Like an
pet
oil
thing.
kind of thing.
Like
yeah.
a pet thing. It's alright.
Yeah, I remember hearing a woman who had arthritis or something, and she was saying that she tried the weed soap, like weed butter or something that you kind of put on the skin, and it helped ease the pain. It didn't cure, but it helped ease the pain.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It's like pain relief kind of thing, isn't it?
So yeah, like, what's it going to be like? Like tobacco? You know, like you reckon you'll be able to?
You just go to I think it'll be like booze. I don't think maybe it'll be in Sainsbury's,
Right.
but I think maybe you could go to a pub or a cafe like it is in Amsterdam. Like if you go to a cafe, they have it all set up behind the desk, behind the counter, like boxes of it, and you can kind of. There's a guy there who knows his shit about weed, and he can kind of help you out with every little detail. I mean, maybe what's the word? Dispensaries, isn't it? Is the
Yeah. So to make it like completely legal, I don't know. If it was completely legal, there'd have to be regulations.
Maybe in the same way there's regulations against booze, isn't it? In the same way, but I think that makes it safer because like how many times I know like we've smoked weed once or twice before, like but how many times have you had some just a random bag of like skunky stuff and it's just been so like strong and kind of head fucky, for lack of a better word. I'm trying not to swear on the podcast, but for head fucky, and it is like and that's not good for you. So I think regulation would stop.
Like sometimes you get headache from really bad
certain strains.
Yeah. It would be like the quality would be better, of course, because it's going to be like more monitored.
You know what? Like, because when you're just buying a 10 bag off a dude, you just get what he gives you. You don't get a choice, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like this way, if you wanted your sativa, if you wanted your indica, if you wanted your you kind of think we're gonna have to do a good news report high at some point. It's just gonna happen. I don't even think it's what we want to. I think the fact that we've made it over an hour and this is the first mention of weed has been really good.
It's quite an achievement in itself.
I think Doug Benson's beaten us to the weed podcast.
But we chat shit sober, so why do we need it?
We do, to be fair. We do, to be fair. And I find I chat less. I chat a lot less. Weed makes me a lot more introvert. It's like a person kind of thing, which is nice. Some of the times it's not nice all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean sometimes it's just not good.
No, moderation is key. Speaking of moderation is key, you know which artist has had a collection called Moderation is Key?
Who's that?
The lovely Gareth Savage.
Man, Gareth, he does all that trippy psychedelic art.
He does very trippy. If you enjoy your drugs, you will enjoy looking at Gareth Savage's art.
He's got
very good.
He's got I was at his studio not so long back actually. He's got like canvases everywhere, and they're all like, he works with symmetry and things like that, and like symmetry, but it's like all psychedelic symmetry. So There's
Yeah,
various...
I have a piece on the wall. I have a piece just behind us actually on the wall from
Oh
Gareth
yeah,
Evans.
yes you do. Yes.
And that is I mean, very kind of like straight. This is going to be hard to describe art for a podcast, but there's some really nice colours. It's like a green red with like a blue kind of lines, and it's if you're really making a mental picture of it. But it's very cool. It's very, very cool.
But genuinely, if you're interested in you know, art in general, just check it out. See if you like it. If you're into it, you're into it. You know.
Yeah.
So Gareth Savage art.
Gareth
Big up
Savage
Gareth Savage. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, are we finished with episode 1?
I think that's about it. We've got a lot of knowledge out there. Today.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of good news stories today.
We really are.
I think we're feeling. Are you feeling better than you felt before at the start of the news? Are you feeling happier than?
Yes, I feel like we've spread a little bit of joy to you people.
Nice.
I hope you guys that are listening that have enjoyed this.
Yeah, please
As well.
do. And we're gonna set up all this kind of social media outlets for the Good News Report. So keep a lookout for that. And then if you like us on Facebook, on Instagram, on all the kind of social media platforms,
Yeah.
and that way, if you find any good news stories yourself that you want us to talk about, cover, post them on there, and we'll get a shout out kind of thing.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. Yeah, thank you
So,
very much
yeah,
for
I mean,
listening.
I think we're hoping to making this like a I was gonna say
tri-weekly.
I was gonna say like tri-weekly, but that's 3. Once a fortnight, fortnightly.
Fortnightly, yeah,
Fortnightly
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, we're hoping to get this out. Obviously, this lockdown restriction thing, so we don't really know what's happening, but we're going to try as best to keep you entertained
Yeah,
while we can.
we are indeed.
And
We
I
are.
just want to say my best wishes to all you people. I hope you stay safe, and your families and friends and that. Blessings to all you for listening. You are appreciated. This is why we do it. We want to spread our love to you.
Yes, very
Yeah.
true. Very true. Good vibes, good love.
Yeah, man.
Good night.
Good night. Jamona. 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 Jamona.